Dear listener, once again we found ourselves in the Upside Down. We brought our swords and helmets ready to kill some Demobats. But little did we know what would await us in the last 2 episodes of Season 4 of Stranger Things. As we also talk lightly about other forms of media we've consumed, please remember that our souls are drenched in sadness as we remember the fallen. We will not rest until Will Byers gets his happy ending. Sincerely, the Shrinking Violets.
Hi, this is April.
And this is Lourdes.
And we're the Shrinking Violets.
And this is Chapter 20, and we're going to be talking about the last 2 episodes of Stranger Things, and also books we've read recently and things we've watched.
Yeah,
Yay.
So it's called Catch Up.
Yes, so we're catching, we're catching up, and you're catching up with us, and let's go catch up together.
Okay, so the first order of business is talking about the last 2 episodes of Stranger Things.
Yes. Oh my God.
We don't have really questions this time because I feel most of it we answered anyway.
Yeah.
The first time we did our episode.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna be talking about some stuff that we noticed.
Yes.
Is there something that you wanted to start off with? Because I can also start off.
Go ahead and start off. Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that I take notes while I watch the episode, like, you know, there's parts where it kind of slows down. So that's when I start
yes.
Typing away on my notes on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I put was that stood out was the scene where what's his face Will was talking about Elle.
Yeah.
But it wasn't really about Elle.
Yeah. He was talking about about himself.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And basically, obviously, it's so obvious now that he is gay, but he just is having a hard time communicating that, which makes sense because it is the 80s and he's a child, and oh my God, that part in the truck when he's crying.
I know, and I know that there's so many memes about that, and like, I mean, we try to make fun of like things all the time.
Yeah.
But I do think that was very important part, and not only because it's the 80s and because he's young, but also because he's been kind of struggling with not really having anybody to talk to.
Yeah. Yes.
Because he even with his brother, he's like, oh, you've been stoned all this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to talk to you about things, but I don't feel like you're mentally and emotionally there for me now.
Yeah.
And then I also noted that when they're about to go, kill Vecna and they're planned and stuff, I'm like, why are they selling all these weapons to minors? That's what
yeah, it made absolutely no sense how they got them, because they didn't even show them purchasing the weapons. They went from one thing they were just looking in the store, and then the next thing they were already out with all these weapons, and you're like, wait a minute.
That's why that part I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
But I guess if you start questioning a lot of it's not gonna make sense.
It's not. Although it does make me wonder about the 80s, how accessible these things were. Right?
Yeah. And especially because I think the store was packed because of this whole thing. So it could be that it was just a combination of a bunch of things where like, oh well, let's get our like residents prepared, or there's kids coming in, okay, whatever, we're busy.
It's so strange, but I mean, convenient.
Yeah. Was there something else that you wanted to talk about?
I guess we can talk about the deaths or potential deaths, or
Yeah.
So obviously, if you've watched it, you know that Eddie dies, but But did he die?
But does he die?
We don't know, anything can happen in this freaking place that even a death is probably not a death. And then there's Max's death, but is she dead? We don't know. 11 goes into her mind or something like that and sees nothing, but she's still alive. Because 11 brought her back, which was miraculous. But oh my god, what's gonna happen?
Did you feel the same way when both of them, I guess we can say in quotes, died? Or did you feel for one more than the other?
So I definitely cried when Max was dying.
Yeah.
But with Eddie, I didn't cry when he was dying because I didn't believe it. I cried when Dustin was talking to his uncle. That's when I cried. Yeah.
That part was really sad. The Eddie part, I also was like, no, this isn't really happening.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, he's gonna go down as a hero.
Yeah.
So, and then for sure for Max, once the bones started cracking, I seriously jumped up from the couch.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this isn't happening.
Because the way you think about it is like, you can't go back from that. You can't go back from that.
You can't. Exactly. Especially with the eyes.
Exactly. Well, with Eddie, I was also thinking the same thing. The Demobats were
really attacking him.
Biting into his abdomen, and I'm like, you can't go back from that.
That's so much blood loss.
Yeah.
That I also thought, what's going on?
But okay, there are theories of what's gonna happen next, and which makes me think that those deaths are not real. Maybe I'm just being optimistic or naive, or I don't know.
Yeah. So it's funny that we definitely feel that we don't want anybody to die.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that are actually complaining about part 2 because they want people to die. Okay. Because it doesn't make sense that these kids are putting themselves in constant danger over and over again, and none of them have died. So people say that when when Vecna attacked Nancy, that's where it ended for the first part. So it was a very convenient cliffhanger where we're like, no, Nancy,
Yeah.
And then she was just let go so easily.
Yeah.
And so like, oh, I want you to tell Elle about this.
Using her as a messenger, so obviously she's not gonna die.
Right. So people were like, okay, he wouldn't have done it that way, or he wouldn't have that kind of mercy on her.
It's not in his character to do that.
Yeah. So they just say that the series really refuses to kill any of its main characters,
and only chooses to kill the new ones.
Yes, because we've got what's the other guy?
Bob, Billy.
Yeah, and
Barb.
Barb, and the other person, the Russian guy.
I forgot his name.
So only the lead characters are always safe. And I don't know if you heard how Millie they called out the Duffer Brothers.
How?
So I wrote down the quote, but she put, the Duffer Brothers are two sensitive Sallys that don't want to kill anyone off. We need to be Game of Thrones. We need to have the mindset of Game of Thrones.
No.
I mean, they have a good relationship with each other, obviously.
Yeah.
So I feel like she said it at a kind of not a
dig, but
exactly. More like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Matt said that she said something like, if you kill Mike, then that's depressing. We aren't Game of Thrones. This is Hawkins. It's not Westeros. The show becomes not Stranger Things anymore.
Yeah.
If you start killing off these leads. because you don't have to treat it, realistically. So they already have the ending in mind.
Yeah.
And they don't plan to make like big changes.
Go off of their initial plans. Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that the ending just seems right for like how it needed to end from the beginning.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So I don't know. That makes me think that maybe they won't kill anybody that we like, but
honestly that makes me happy.
Yeah, it sounds positive for us. I mean, yes. I don't care if they survive. It's fine. I don't need people.
Right? Yeah. You don't need your favorites to die for it to be some grand Game of Thrones show.
Yeah, like I already know it's not like how he said, it's not supposed to be some super realistic thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm cool with it.
Yeah. So theories for the next one. Yeah. First of all, I didn't even know there was going to be a season 5 until this ended in a cliffhanger, because I kept hearing, right? We kept hearing that this was the last one, and I honestly was like, okay, these last 2 episodes are going to wrap it up. No.
I'm like, there's no way.
There's no way it could, because the Upside Down has basically invaded the real world.
Yeah.
And obviously we need to find out what happens next. And I know that a theory being thrown out there that has to do with like the clock and how every time it chimes, you can see it go backwards and things like that, is that somehow they're going to find a way to go back in time.
What? Time travel?
Time travel might be in the next season. I feel like it's far-fetched, but obviously also very possible considering all the crazy stuff that's happening.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I know that there's others, right? Like who, like that they're actually he's actually controlling Max or something.
Oh, I had not heard that one.
Yeah.
So what's this? So like
they're just saying like how that now kind of like finding a new vessel kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's as far as what people say.
Or do you mean Max or Will?
Max. I've heard Will also.
Will is definitely linked still.
Yes.
Kind of like how Harry is linked with Voldemort, it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him, like how he
just can't catch a break.
I know. Same. And the way he does his like neck kind of like cringe thingy, like that thing always scares me, because obviously the actor, he does such a good job of making his acting, like his face seem so uncomfortable, so scared, like deep down, like a horrifying feeling.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then just not being able to shake that off, like kind of like always having the chills, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. And I hate having the chills.
He can't do anything about it, and he's just connected still, and I need for Will to have a happy ending.
Same.
Give Will a happy ending. He's been miserable since 1983. And it's 1986 now.
You hear that, Duffer Brothers? Please.
For the love of God, please.
I noted some other stuff that was just kind of minor things.
Yeah.
And I put Anne of Green Gables is Molly Ringwald. That's what I
Yes. I think the costume person actually talked about using Molly Ringwald as a model for her clothes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I wasn't very far off with that.
No.
Her character was cool. I liked her.
It was cool. It was alright. So did you watched Anne of Green Gables, right?
I did not.
No. Okay. So she acts almost the same. So that kind of annoyed me. Yeah.
Like, don't fit into this kind of trope kind of thing, like, you know, like not trope, like what's it called?
Typecast. No.
Yeah, like typecast
like,
thing.
Yeah. So
okay.
She didn't give me nothing. Yeah, but it was cute. They're like, I want Robin to be happy, so.
Yeah, same here. And I've seen people like memes of how Steve didn't get anything, but he's so happy for.
No, what I saw was a TikTok with Steve and the Reba song, because he was watching his kids
no
getting together, and he's just like watching them, and he's the mom, and it's adorable. I'll have to send it to you. Yeah.
Oh gosh, the things people do.
Yeah.
I have not seen that one. And I also noted that Eddie's part I put should have been cheesy, but it wasn't. Like, it was actually kind of cool.
What part?
The guitar part.
Oh yes, yes.
I put it should have been cheesy, but I thought it was still pretty cool.
it like, it had a little bit of cheese when Dustin was like rocking out to it too, but no, it was freaking cool, man. It was so cool.
Yeah, I think the reason why it was cool because he's into that kind of music, and he's this like rocker, like metal dude, right? Yeah. So like you can't get any more metal than that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fun fact about the song that he played. I think somebody did the math of when the song came out and how and the events in Hawkins going on at that time, and basically someone said that the song came out like 3 days ago, so technically he only had like 3 days to learn it.
Dang.
And so basically this makes Eddie a musical genius.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It's cool because the actor actually knows how to play.
Oh, really?
Guitar. Yeah.
Well,
so they asked.
It definitely was, like, it looked great. Yeah. So that makes sense.
So I know what happened is that the Duffer Brothers asked him, like, to send him a text, like, do you play guitar? Yeah. And then he's like, yeah. And then they're like, okay, cool. Yeah. Like, it's gonna play a role in it. And so that he's been playing, but I guess he didn't have one at the time.
Oh.
So he bought one. Yeah. And he started practicing, and then they gave him the script and be like, oh, you're gonna play this song. He's like, are you serious? So he had to learn it, but he played like a lot of the intro, but when it came down to like the harder parts, they actually had an actor who was, a musician who was actually really good at playing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Because that is complicated. That was crazy.
Yeah. I think the only other thing that I had one more thing before I get to my final thoughts in this part. And that thing was basically their killing Vecna outfits, which we kind of dressed up. You can stand back up, I guess. This is our outfits.
We're ready to kill Vecna, and honestly, like, this would be a good Halloween costume option idea. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Robin's was my favorite.
Yes.
Because I loved her little beret.
Yes, her beret. Yes.
And also Dustin's, I like that his hoodie looked like chainmail.
Yes, that's true.
Kind of like
very medieval.
Yeah, and the little like fluffy kind of thing that he had on. I think it kind of was supposed to be that way. But yeah, so I think this part, obviously it's just 2 episodes, they were really long, but I feel like the first part was way better than this other part. I don't know.
Like, you mean the last part? Or
like it wasn't like, it was really good. Yeah. However, I felt that because I thought that it was going to end. Yeah. I was kind of so confused throughout it. I'm like, wait, we only have like 30 minutes left. Like,
yeah. Okay, so then talking about the first part and the second part, I felt like the first part was lacking that human connection with some of the characters, and in that second part we got it. We got the Will connection. We got Mike talking. We got a few of them talking from just, I don't know. I felt like some of them got to show their acting, which I get from the first part. So there's that too.
yeah. I did like that part. So yeah, I'm just excited to see what
is next, which is like, oh my god, when will that be? Like what, 2024?
Exactly. And it always seems to come out during summer, right? I feel like it does.
I think the last one came out summer because it was in the 4th of July.
But yeah.
I think the first ones, I want to say they came out in like the fall, or I don't know.
Oh, like Halloween time and stuff.
Yeah. I think the second one did come out in Halloween because they were.
Oh yeah, they were dressed.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess whenever they want to release it, that's what happens.
Yeah.
So now for our I guess the other part is just what we've been reading, we've been watching.
Yes.
So I can start off with like what we've been watching.
Cool.
Well, I've been watching. Oh, cute. I've been watching a lot of like reality TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like the challenge. I've been watching MTV stuff. But also Obi-Wan. We've both watched that.
Yeah.
We finished it, right? You finished it?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think about that?
I was really what's the word? I was really here for the Leia story because I had been telling my brother that I wanted a Leia story, and like I didn't know I was getting it with Obi-Wan.
Right, me too. I'm like, whoa, we're getting a lot of Leia.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that's a lot of complaints about the show, that it was too much Leia. Yeah. But whatever, these guys who always find a way to complain about something.
Yeah.
I did like the battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader
that part
Anakin.
The part when his mask comes off and it's like part Anakin, part Vader. That part was crazy.
I love that part.
Oh, it's so good.
Especially because I love the voice effect that they did. Yes. Where it would, when the thing would
go on and off. Yeah.
That was so good. And I like the part where he says like, oh, he's been dead. Like Anakin's been dead. Like I killed him or something like that. He says.
Oh, it was so yes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, like it's just too good because
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, it's because I feel like we needed that. We needed to, because we didn't see it. Obviously, we just saw like, oh, he's he got his
to the other. Yeah.
Yes, so I feel like we needed it, even if it's just said, and it wasn't necessarily, you don't see the total transition. Yeah, I feel like it was just enough for me, I guess.
Yeah, it always pains me when there's a character that used to be one way and then they're the other, and they say that the other person they were is dead. Something about it always makes me sad. And
same here. Same.
Yeah.
And then I've also been watching Miss Marvel.
Yes.
I mean, I like it. People complain that they're like, also, it's just too, it's not cool enough. Like, it's too for Disney Channel or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I think about it. So I think the production is amazing. The sets are amazing. The what do you call it? The graphics, everything.
I love the graphics.
Just the only one thing, and it doesn't bother me too much.
Yeah.
But the acting is just a little bit not super great. But I was able to look past it, and I'm here for the diversity and the learning about a different culture and getting to see this new Marvel hero, and
Yeah, and I think what's cool is that I guess to me, the actress that plays Kamala, she gets a pass because they honestly casted someone who is
like her.
Yeah. Just a normal teen who was really into Marvel. So You know, it's fine for me. Yeah. I do like the Kamala in the comics more. Yeah. I think it's kind of, she's just the same, but there's something a little bit different.
What is it? Like, maybe does she come off as more mature, or what would you say it is?
I feel like, no, I feel that the jokester kind of part of it is always there in the comics too. But I feel that the one in the show comes off more confident, I think. More like
she's a bit too...
like she's not really an introvert.
Oh, okay. You know? Because I was telling my sister that she gives me Peter Parker vibes, and Peter Parker is confident.
Yeah.
Right? And I guess, so you're saying Kamala kind of is more an introvert than...
I feel that you get a sense of more of this nerdy kind of person. I mean, I haven't read it in a while. Yeah. But that's how it came off.
Yeah.
But this one, she's kind of like, okay, like, I don't know. And I don't know how to
I think it makes sense, yeah.
Like the way she talks to the counselor, and
yes,
you know, it's kind of not kind of like sassy, kind of
like you don't snarky. out of character for you a little bit.
Yeah, kind of. But I still like her.
Yeah.
Because she does have this kind of personality, but I don't see it when she's talking to adults. I see it when, like, she's hanging out with her friends. Yeah.
Cool.
So there's that, and then I also wanted to note that I heard that a lot of people are just tired of these 6 episodes. Like, they want more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think to me it does feel like rushed. But some of them, I'm like, okay, it's fine if it's just 6 episodes.
I actually don't think I've seen the last one of Miss Marvel, so now I have to reevaluate if I've seen it or not.
And then I watched this show on Hulu, Under the Banner of Heaven, and that one just has Andrew Garfield, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much
what you've been watching. Cool. I started a K-drama, and now I need just one more episode. It's called Cheer Up.
Okay.
So the thing about this is, like, I'm not here for the story very much. Because, okay, so the overall thing, well, I thought it was going to be a cheerleading show.
That's what it sounded like.
Right? They started a club, a cheerleading club, and like, how many times have I seen them cheerlead? Like, maybe twice.
Oh, yeah.
But the story is much more than that, obviously. It's about these kids are in this, like, really nice high school, and the kids that are higher ranking in their grades are trying to get into the Ivies, but it's like really focused on this one girl who just needs to be the first place so she can get into her top school. But all the rich moms are trying to get their kids advantages that, you know, like with the principal, they bribe her and things like that in order for their kids to have better whatever. And they also focus on with suicide, because this girl she's too pressured, so she's obviously not doing so well mentally because of that. Her mom basically, like, will be so mean to her if she gets a 98 on a test.
What?
Well, but she's not the main character though. But anyways, yes, the story is so, like, it's so sad, but also some parts really make me mad. But the romance is very cute. So I'm just, like, watching it for that now.
Okay.
So I just need one more episode with that. But do I recommend it?
Probably you can skip this one.
Yeah. And then I also watched a show called on Netflix, a show called Surviving Summer. It's a surfing show.
Oh yeah, you were talking to me about
and
that.
This girl from America goes to Australia because her mom was originally Australian, and she's like, I'm too busy, so I'm gonna send her off to my friend because I can't take care of her. And the girl really hates it in Australia, but then she finds friends she can surf with, and it's like a whole fun beach surfing show.
So it's just good vibes.
Mostly good vibes. Okay. There are obviously family drama and things like that. Yeah. But I watched it for the beach vibes, and I binged it, and that was fun.
Oh, okay.
And basically, it made me want to go to Australia. And I'm like, I didn't know I wanted to go to Australia this bad.
Yeah. Well, it's perfect for you because you like summer stuff.
Yes. And the last thing I'm not really watching the show, but I should be, and this is why I put it in the list. I need to continue The Umbrella Academy because I stopped watching it at the second season, and the new season already came out, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so behind. And I need to watch the last season because there is a new person. Elliot Page is in it, and I need to see how they transition the character into a transgender character. I need to see how it plays out, and I'm just so excited to see that. So yeah, that's it for shows.
I've seen, obviously I'm aware of it, and I've always thought I should watch that, but I don't know. I just kind of
I don't know how to describe it. It is a superhero show, but it's more. It's so strange. It's so strange, but I really enjoyed it. It's so strange though. It's so weird.
I mean, just the fact that obviously Gerard Way, wrote the.
Yes, I love that. I love that is a thing.
Yeah. So I just tell myself I need to watch it one of these days. Probably will pick it up.
You should.
So I know that I had posted something, and you're like, I need to read it.
Oh yes,
Paper Girls. Yeah, coming out July 29th.
Oh shoot, that's so fast.
Yes. I mean, there are comics, graphic novels, so it's fast. It's just very. It kind of doesn't explain to you what is happening. It's more like just in your face, this is what's happening, and you're just gonna accept every crazy thing that you see and read about.
I'm pretty good at accepting far-fetched things.
And if you don't know what Paper Girls is, I have a little summary here.
Yes.
For those listening, and it's an upcoming science fiction drama based on the comic book series by the same name by Brian K. Vaughan and illustrated by Cliff Chiang. The series is going to come out on Amazon Prime. Paper Girls follows 4 young girls who, while out delivering papers on the morning after Halloween in 1988, become unwittingly caught in a conflict between warring factions of time travelers, sending them on an adventure through time that will save the world. As they travel between our present, the past, and the future, they encounter future versions of themselves and now must choose to embrace or reject their fate.
What the heck? To this point, I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah, it's really crazy. The casting is perfect. They look exactly like them.
Cool.
Yeah, so
do you know? Excited. So it's gonna be a series. And do you know where it's gonna be streaming?
Oh yeah, and I said it, Amazon.
Okay, cool. I have
Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Cool.
So for our last part, we're gonna talk about the books. So reading, I just finished The Extraordinaries by T.J. Klune. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's just superheroes, queer superheroes, and they're a delight.
Yes.
Really good. All things go on here. It's I don't know. It's just fun.
Is that a series?
Yes. Okay. There's 3 of them.
3. Okay.
Yeah. And it also came out like I think the first one 2019.
Oh,
so
wow.
there's kind of references that are kind of new.
Uh-huh.
So like pop cultural kind of.
Yeah.
So it feels very much of this time.
Cool. Okay.
Close to finishing Gallant. I'm almost done. And then that means I'm gonna start up again People We Meet on Vacation, and start reading Blue Lily Blue.
Yes.
Yeah, so your turn.
My turn. Books I've read quite recently. So I've read My Mechanical Romance, and if you've read the Atlas 6, it is by the same author, except this is a YA about a girl who she goes to a new school, and she's like super smart in STEM. She joins a robotics team. She has a kind of like a rivalry with one of the guys, and then, you know, that kind of romance.
Yeah.
And it's super fun because it's like about robotics, and they're like fighting robots while she's trying to navigate high school and, you know, like first romance kind of thing. So that's fun.
Cute.
It's so cute. I love it. And then I also recently read Ariadante.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God. It is my, I don't even know. I don't even know because, okay, I say I put everything in my top 5, but my top 5 is like 20 books.
Yeah, so, it's okay. It's fine.
So basically it is a book that I will love forever. It is just too cute.
Yeah. It's just so good.
It's so good.
When I first picked it, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be cute, but I didn't expect it to be that
cute.
Yeah, that good.
And if you don't know, Ariadante is basically a gay romance with. It's just I don't even know how to explain it. It's like very. First of all, it feels very like Catcher in the Rye, where it's what do you call it when somebody is thinking?
Like a stream of conscience.
Stream of conscience kind of book. You really get into the main character's thoughts and just how he's thinking about his situation, and it's
so basically if you like characters that think a lot and just tell you everything that they're thinking, you probably like that.
Yes.
And I really like those kind of books.
Yeah.
So.
And we're getting news in August for the show, so hopefully it'll be streaming soon or something.
Was it gonna be a show? I thought it was gonna be a movie.
Is it gonna be a movie?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're getting news soon.
Something new. Yeah.
We're getting can't wait.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah. And also recently read Where the Crawdads Sing. That was a emotional, like, I don't know how to explain anything, but it's basically a mystery. Nature is oh my god.
I'd say it's a coming of age.
Yeah.
Set in like the backdrop is like a mystery involved, and I said I didn't know I was gonna like it that much going into it, but honestly, I think it would be a book that I would reread.
Yes.
Because there's just so much that I liked about it.
Yeah, and like we were talking, it is one big metaphor.
Yes.
Because the main character is really into nature because she's in isolation. Everyone has left her. And the one way she occupies herself is by looking at nature, observing it, and reading about it. And that is how she learns about the nature of people. So to her, the nature tells her why people are the way they are. And that is so good. It's just so good.
I also said the thing about the metaphor, and there's a part, and I had it marked, and I can grab it to read it, but it was on chapter 20. There was like a big foreshadowing part to the ending. Let me go ahead and grab it real quick so I can read it. It was really good.
Go ahead. In the meantime, I'll be reading my magazine. Look how fast I can read, Mom. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm taking in all this knowledge. Look at me go. Ooh, you can't stop me. Eat my dust.
Okay, so I grabbed it. Okay, so I guess. Okay, so the poem that she wrote, or did, I guess it's spoiler parts.
Yes, if you haven't read it, or if you are planning on watching the movie, do not listen beyond.
Yeah, this. We're basically done after this. So, the poem, I think it's called Firefly, right?
Yes, I think so.
Because she was the poet, poet that we kept reading some of the stuff. That was actually her. And there's a part, like I said, in page 142, and it says that she's basically watching fireflies do this little dance. And she says, it says, suddenly, it's Kaya, right? Kaya sat up and paid attention. One of the females had changed her code. First, she flashed the proper sequence of dashes and dots, attracting a male of her species, and they mated. Then she flickered a different signal, and a male of a different species flew to her, reading her message. The second male was convinced he'd found a willing female of his own kind and hovered above her to mate. But suddenly, the female firefly reached up, grabbed him with her mouth, and ate him, chewing all 6 legs and both wings. Kaya watched others. The females got what they wanted. First a mate, then a meal, just by changing their signals. Kaya knew judgment had no place here. Evil was not in play, just life pulsing on, even at the expense of some of the players. Biology sees right and wrong as the same color in different light.
So. Yeah. It's so freaking crazy. And I was also thinking, there was another metaphor to how the mom was treated by the dad too, but I can't remember it. I can't remember it because he basically lied to her, and got her to mate with him, because of this lie, and now she's stuck. So there were metaphors that were from the animal kingdom that were kind of the same.
And it's obviously that part, this taught her about, something later about surviving and doing whatever you can to survive. And then in a way, it also, she learned also mating or like sex about from animals, and how they interacted with one another. So it's really good. I like how it's written. I'm excited to see it, and we will go see it.
Yeah, we will go see it. I'm actually, and I told you this already, I'm actually scared. And it's mostly because I think I'm scared to watch domestic abuse and all the harder parts, which I've seen in movies. It's just gonna make me sad. But I'm ready. I'm ready.
There's a lot of parts that, if it is really a sad story, I think all throughout. So I would warn people,
definitely,
if you just read trigger warnings, and
because there's a lot. There's a lot.
But the movie comes out July 13th.
Oh dang, that's so soon. Oh, that's in 3 days.
Yeah.
Wait,
but we won't see it until Saturday. Yeah. But I think that pretty much wraps up everything.
Wait, do you want to talk about Thor?
Yeah. So I guess it's not been out for too long, so we can't do spoilers.
No.
I guess. But yeah, just go watch it because it's freaking good.
It's so good.
It's really funny. I was cracking up. I don't know if I've cracked up that much
in a while for a Marvel movie.
For a Marvel movie, yes, exactly. But yeah, I really liked it. I think the end where they wrap up the story and why the title of the movie is called this. I'm like,
I actually, what's funny is that usually when there's a title of a movie, you're looking for why it's the title. I wasn't looking for it this time until the end when they told us. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like, duh.
It's so good. The ending is so good, and I'm excited to see the continuation from that ending because oh my god. One of our friends said that she's not really excited about this next phase of Marvel, but when it comes to this ending and the possibilities of this ending, I'm excited for the next phase.
To me, it's all just new. So I'm just taking it as in like, okay, what are you presenting to me next?
Yes,
because I have no idea where this is going anymore.
Like as a big picture, picture thing, no clue. No, there's so many things that have been presented to us in this new phase, and it's like it's so much.
I'm excited for it. And then I know that he said that he would continue playing Thor as long as they wanted him to, because he loves the character.
It makes me so happy knowing that Thor isn't over yet, because they just keep ending all of the prior Marvel heroes.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have Natasha. We don't have, what's his name? Iron Man. We don't have a lot of people.
Of the people that we obviously started off with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, just go watch it.
Go watch it.
And Taika, he's the best.
He is the best. He needs to make everything. Nobody should make anything. He should make it all. No, that's not true. But everything he touches, I feel he turns into gold. So
it's just so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I want to watch Our Flag Means Death. I think that's
what is that again? I can't remember.
It's like on HBO. It's like pirate show type of thing.
Yes, I've heard about it. I have no clue what it's about. But yeah.
But yeah. I think that was it.
That's it.
That's it. All right, folks. That's the end.
That's the end. We hope you had a fun time catching up with us, and we hope you watch Thor and read the books that we are recommending, because it's all good stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
See ya.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop.
Stop it. Gotta get it again.
Okay.
Sit down.
Yeah, sit back down. No. Okay, so